Good morning. It's Monday morning, and it's day 6 of our Bible study in Devos, and we're going to be looking at Genesis 16 through 17 and Matthew 5 today. Hopefully you read the chapters already, but if not, read them and then kind of walk through this. I'm just going to give you kind of a breakdown and thoughts that jumped out at me. And I'd love to hear what your thoughts were. But chapter 16, this is later on as they've been traveling and gone to the place where God has told Abram to go to, and Sarai. They got different names right now than what they will in chapter 17. But Sarai, who turns into Sarah, and Abram, who turns into Abraham. Sarai's struggling here because, she's getting older. They say she's probably around 75 years old or so, and Abram is even older than that, and they're wondering what in the world's going on. God said, we're going to have children, and a matter of fact, God said to you, Abram, that you're going to have descendants. He didn't tell me that I was going to be part of this. Sarah goes to Abram and says, "Hey, I have this maidservant, Hagar, and she's young. She can carry a child, and for some reason, I haven't been able to." So, really, what happens here is they're kind of overstepping God's plan and putting their trust in themselves and kind of nudging God along a little bit and helping him fulfill his promise to Abram. And so she gave her Abram Hagar, and then she found out she was going to have the baby, and then Sarah gets upset. This was her whole idea, and how often do we do that, where we have an idea, we do it, and then we get upset that it actually happens. But here they are, and she kind of rips into Hagar, and Hagar runs off. And even through the mess that Sarai's kind of caused and Abram's allowed, as Hagar's out in the wilderness, and she probably would have died, out in the heat and all this stuff. And an angel of the Lord comes in and into the picture and tells Hagar, return to your mistress and submit yourself under her hand. And then it says, then the angel of the Lord said to her, "I will multiply your descendants exceedingly, so that they shall not be counted for multitude." And the angel of the Lord said to her, "Behold, you are with child, and you shall bear a son, and you're going to call him Ishmael." So she goes back and allows Abram and Sarai to raise Ishmael. And as we go into chapter 17, we're hearing that Ishmael's about 13. Here's Abram about 99 years old, and anyways, God comes. And appears to Abram, and he says, "I am Almighty God." And the translation here is El Shaddai, which means God's the mighty one. And he's basically telling, Abram that I'm in control, I'm all powerful, I'm God and you're not. It's basically what it comes down to. And anyways, he lays out and he changes his name to a mighty father to a father of many, and here's Abram wondering what in the heck is going on. God finally gave me a son, or I have a son, and so my name finally means something. Now he's telling everybody that my name means father of many. So anyways, he lays out his new name, and then Sarai gets turned into Sarah at this time, down in this area, and here's God, and he does certain things for outwardly signs of what's going on, and and for socially, circumcisions were being done. For the culture and different things, they were actually removing the foreskin. And God would use this social thing that was going on and turn it into a spiritual covenant with Abraham. And I'm sure that's the last thing Abraham was thinking, that God's making a covenant with me, a sign of a covenant, and I'm going to have to get circumcised. I'm 99 years old, and the whole thing's crazy probably in Abraham's eyes, but he follows it, and he fulfills it and gets things put together the way they need to. It says, so Abraham took Ishmael his son, all who were born in his house, and all who were bought with his money, every male among them of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of the foreskin that very same day, as God had said to him. So we're looking at this, and basically they were removing the fleshy sin in their life, and purifying it. That was the outward sign of it. It was no different than baptisms that were going on, and the rainbow, for Adam and Eve, or for Noah, and it's these are just signs. These are covenants, so people would remember, the covenant that there is with Abraham. So after this, the believers, the ones who were following God, were getting circumcised. So that was a sign of that. So people would know, that they were followers of God. So, and then we got Matthew 5, the Beatitudes. Pretty much God laying out how we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to live. And it goes into making sure that we're the salt and light of the world, making sure our saltiness doesn't lose that flavor, and the light doesn't go out, before men, that they may see the good works that we glorify God. And it carries over from Abraham, just living, underneath God, who is the Almighty, El Shaddai again. And going the second mile, turning the cheek if someone does wrong to you, loving your enemies. How is that credited to us if we just love the ones that are lovable? My prayer for years have been, Lord, send those nobody else wants or sees. It's real easy to accept the ones who are easy to accept, but the ones who are lost and lonely and without are the ones that we need to be seeking. So we need to look at what God's calling us to do, how we're living underneath that El Shaddai, that all-powerful God, knowing that He has this. We don't have to worry about it. All we have to do is live out the promises, what God has laid on us. To some degree, again, Sarai and Abram lost some of those blessings because they jumped ahead of God. How many of those blessings do we lose by doing the same, not acting the way we need to, not living our faith out the way we need to? So God bless you all. Have a great day, and I will see you in the morning.